to say right now, I'm on a social media break, my first one ever.
Number one, I don't believe she's on her first ever social media hiatus, because that would be like Pee Wee Herman avoiding an adult movie theater. There's just too much gravitational pull happening there. It just isn't going to happen.
And I just had a notification that a year ago I wrote this track and created it called Good Day.
Number two, she says that this is her track that she made last year. Did you make it? Did you make it? Did you rent the studio? Did you pay for the studio time? Did you pay for the production? Did you pay for all of that? No? No, you didn't? Well, I guess it's probably not your track, because when you go into the studio, the person that has rented the studio and paid for the production team is normally the person that owns the music. You might have been there, and you might have sat at the table with your long blonde hair and your little perky boobs and shook your little honey in and hummed a few words that you voluntarily gave to anyone, that you didn't say I wanted copywritten, that you didn't say I wanted approval before you can use it, that you didn't say I wanted to be on the album as donating talent to. You didn't do any of that. You're not financially responsible, and you did not produce or create anything, and yet you want ownership. Women, stop doing this. Stop doing this. Stop seeing someone else's talent or somebody else's capability or something else that benefits someone else and grabbing it and saying, it is mine, it is mine, it is mine, I must claim it. It's like going to a wedding and kissing the groom in the lineup and then suing him for sexual assault. It's absolute stupidity, okay? Because you do these things voluntarily, and then you act as though someone pushed you into it and manipulated you to get that out of you. You were sitting there shaking your little tiny titties, offering up those words.
And it's my favorite track I've ever created. Best lyrics for me, my favorite lyrics, my favorite melody, my favorite everything I ever made. And I found out that Ryan Upchurch, the guy that around this time last year made up that I stole his wallet, has been horrible to me for a freaking year, stole my song. He cut my track and put it on his new album. No permission of mine whatsoever. Don't even take my word for it.
As soon as I wake, it's be a good day. Hand on a spine, nothing in my way. Devil might call, it's not my way. Nicole just made this. Check it out. As soon as I wake, it's be a good day. Hand on a spine, nothing in my way. Devil might call, it's not my way. I'll be so searching in the weeds all day.
I couldn't figure out why he was being so awful to me. I couldn't figure it out. It's because he was stealing my music. It appears as though there may be 3 of my tracks on his new album. Not the first time we've heard this story about him borrowing other people's shit and forgetting to credit them as the writer, creator, or everything.
Do you have proof where you said, I want to show that those are my words? I want to pay for half of this production so that I can have compensation for this when it comes out? Because that's what happens. If you want compensation for that, and if it was your words, then you should pay for half of the production, half of the videos, half of everything, so that you can have your compensation. Because you did not make that music. Ryan Upchurch made that music. Ryan Upchurch rented the studio. Ryan Upchurch wrote that album. Ryan Upchurch recorded that album. I don't understand how you go after Stone Baby and Be Loose and Ryan and say that you produced this music when all you did was visit for a couple of days. You know, I'm glad that you can string words together, because sometimes I worry about that, because all you really do is like make fun of fat people. Hello. You know, and I worry about like mentally how capable you are, because then I see you interview Jordan Peterson and you turned it into basically a sexual assault. You asked such nasty questions of that man. I felt horrible. I couldn't watch it all. It made me feel dirty. You took one of the greatest minds of our generation and you turned him into a piece of meat. But yet you want us all to believe that you and your infinite wisdom own the People's Champ album. I want to see the receipts. I want to see where you paid for production. I want to see where you paid Stone Baby Sounds. I want to see where you paid B-List for videos. I want to see where you requested legally for your words to be copywritten. and credited to you. I want to see all of that because I don't believe it happened. I believe that you finagled your way and you visited Ryan and you did it during the time that he recorded this because you need to sit there and be a goddamn stupid bimbo cheerleader and then come back in a year and do this. Because the one thing I do know about you is you look for opportunities. You look for opportunities because you have no real talent of your own. If you were a farmer, you would smack every heifer on the ass, and then when she got AI'd and had her first calf, you'd say, that's mine because I touched her ass. I mean, that's just how stupid you are. It doesn't work that way. You can't go into a bakery and say, I want my icing just a little bit sweeter, add a little bit more sugar. Oh, wait, I own the recipe. You can't bill me for that cake. It doesn't work that way. And I cannot wait for this to go to court. I cannot wait to see the downfall. I cannot wait for men to figure out what this woman is doing repeatedly. It is a learned behavior. She has been rewarded once or twice, and so she's keeping on doing it. It's like when you teach a dog to fetch a tennis ball and you come back and you pat them on the head and they just keep going because they get a reward. She's getting a reward for this, okay? People, stop petting her on the damn head. And that's just it. That's it in a nutshell. Now, most of y'all, Go Team Go, are probably going to come here and be like, oh, let me tell you how ugly you are, or blah, blah. Listen, I don't care. I don't care. I've sat in so many court dates because of my career that I had in law enforcement. I've sat through so many court dates, and I've seen so many people battle over stuff like this. She did not legally cover her bases if she was offering up credible aid to an album or writing a song. She's not going to get anything. And if she does say she wants part of the profits, I guarantee the judge is going to say, then you need to pay for part of the protection. Because you don't get anything for free in this world. And that one's fixing to slap her right between the goddamn eyes. Maybe she'll realize that people are not potential profit, but they're to be respected and loved. Wouldn't that be a lesson for Nicole Arbour to learn? I mean, hell might freeze over first. Probably will. Probably shouldn't wait on that one. But Ron, bill her. Bill her for your studio time. If she wants to go to court and she wants to claim this, then countersue and say, fine, if you want to claim this, then I want half of everything I had to pay for whatever you're claiming. Stick it to her. Stick it to her. Because it's only fair. If she wants to claim that she wrote that and she was in the studio with you, she should be paying for part of the studio time, because that's what featured artists normally have to do. They have to give a little bit to get that chunk back. It's not just, oh, you know, I'm going to give you this 10 seconds and then you can go on. That's great. But if you say you wrote multiple songs and that album is yours, you should be paying half the bill. It only makes sense. I'm so sick of all of the videos she's making. And the bad name that she's giving women. There are beautiful women that have brains, that don't have these egos, that treat people well. And they don't get any credit or any kind of accommodation in the world. But these women that do these nasty things to people get celebrated. Stop. Stop celebrating these type of women. Do you want your daughter to be like that? Do you want your daughter to act like that? Do you want your daughter to roam the world, attach herself to men, and then sue the living daylights out of them and ruin them? For nothing? For nothing. She has no proof that anything has ever occurred. All of it is fallen to bits around her. Women, is this what you want your daughters to become? Be careful what you support and what you put your energy into, and what you say is worthy of your time and attention on YouTube. Because your little girls are watching. And they don't need to grow up to be this.